Being an entrepreneur is the only way of being able to bet on yourself in 2024 and be successful off your own back. If you are looking for location freedom, for time freedom, for financial freedom, and you don't want to rely on anybody else to make it happen, then being an entrepreneur is your bet and you have come to the right place. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips, 5 hacks, 5 whatever you want to call them. These are the 5 ways that I, as a 27-year-old, have been able to build and scale a business to £1 million and beyond. And I've since hired a brilliant CEO to run the first business that I started, and now I'm using that business to fund the next 3 that I'm starting all at once. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and tell me if you want to start a business in the comments below. But before we get into it, here is a quick overview of what you're going to learn in this session. Number 1 is Operation Soak, and that is the mindset you need if you want to supercharge your networking ability. Number 2 is winning your first client and getting your first testimonial, which will allow you to get more clients and more testimonials. Number 3 is whoa, zoom out, chill out, look at the bigger picture. Number 4 is, wait for it, give yourself a hug. I cannot wait to explain this one. Give yourself the biggest, fattest, sloppiest hug ever. And number 5, start small to win big. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now, Operation Soak is a mindset that I genuinely have and I would encourage you to build for yourself. Within this mindset, you think and you genuinely, to your core, feel and believe that you can learn something from absolutely everybody. They could be a professional footballer, they could be a banker, they could be unemployed, they could be an art teacher, they could be a babysitter. It doesn't matter what they are, how old they are, what their experience is, or anything else, you can learn something from them. People make the mistake all the time of thinking that being a successful entrepreneur is about being really, really good at one specific thing, but it's not. I have worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs over the past 6 years, and I know those entrepreneurs are not phenomenal at everything. Instead, they are really good at finding the right people to do the right jobs in their companies. In other words, your job as an entrepreneur is a connector. You need to connect the right people to the right opportunities to do the right work. Being a connector means that you are able to see things in other people that sometimes they can't even see in themselves. I will add a bit of color to this so that you understand more specifically what I'm talking about. I currently have 4 different businesses in the portfolio of businesses that I'm building. One of them has a brilliant CEO, and the rest I'm essentially the CEO of. But they're very different businesses. One is called Workshops by Wow. It's a professional training business. It teaches people in companies how to build their personal brand, specifically on LinkedIn. The second one is called The Common Thread. It's a community style business where we bring together lots of creative people. We host events and do fun stuff like that. The third one is essentially, I can't tell you what the name is because I haven't announced it yet, but it's essentially the world within which the video you're watching now fits. And as a result, I am working with video editors, with copywriters, with animators, with organizational style people, with operations people, with finance people, with tech people, with all of the above, right? And I don't know about tech, I don't know about operations, I don't know about finance, I don't know about all of the above. However, I know enough to be able to find the right people for the right opportunity. That is what being an entrepreneur is about. You cannot do it all alone. You need to find a team, you need to build a team. And what's really great for you specifically is that this is a muscle. It's like going to the gym. So this mindset, this Operation Soak as much information as you possibly can from anyone and everyone is a muscle and you can get better at it. That's number 1. On to number 2. Number 2, how to win your first client and make sure you get a brilliant testimonial from them. So there are a few parts to this. I'll give a quick overview because I've actually made an in-depth video about this, which I'd encourage you to watch if you're interested in that. But essentially, winning your first client and getting your first testimonial consists of a few different things. 1, the deal, 2, the delivery, and 3, the promise. The deal. You need to create a deal for this client where essentially you're saying, hey, I'm going to do this thing for you and you're going to do this thing for me. In other words, I'm going to create a load of Instagram posts for you and you are going to, if you like them, give me a testimonial. Now here's the part that a load of people are going to disagree with me on, but I don't care. I would suggest you do it for free. You are selling a few hours of your time. You're not working for somebody for a month for free. Literally, this first thing can take you a few hours and it's going to get you your first testimonial that will allow you to then charge for the next time you do this. Found a new location. It's a little bit quieter, still not amazing. In my next videos, I'm going to make a real effort to change the sound quality, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. So we've spoken about the deal, now onto the delivery. you need to be really clear how you are going to deliver on whatever the deal was for your client. For example, if you promise them 8 LinkedIn posts, you need to figure out how you're going to create those 8 LinkedIn posts, how you're going to send it to them, how you're going to maybe even post it from their account. Or if what you're selling is email marketing or website creation or SEO or photography or videography, whatever it is, you need to be really clear on how you're actually going to deliver on that service. This is the most important thing for a business, specifically a service-based business. Well, no, actually, it doesn't matter what the business is. You sell something and you need to then provide the thing you're selling, and it has to be good. And that leads us onto the third part of this section, which is promise. When you make a deal with somebody, you probably don't say, oh yeah, we're gonna do an okay job. You probably say, we are going to do a phenomenal job. And what that means is you are promising the A game. If you're promising the A game, you've got to then be able to deliver the A game promise. In other words, you've made the deal, you've now delivered the thing, and now have you kept your promise of what you initially promised to do, essentially? You promised the best of the best, you've now delivered it. Did it match up? Let's hope so, because if it doesn't, then you've got to do it again until it does. Zoom out. There is a reason that all entrepreneurs, whether it's Gary Vaynerchuk or Richard Branson or Whitney Wolf Herd, will talk about patience. It is so easy to get wrapped up in social media thinking that you need to be a millionaire by 25. I know that because I have felt that, and it crippled me. It was such a horrible feeling. There was so much pressure, and regardless of how good I actually did, I was never proud of myself because I would always look to the left and look to the right and realize that everybody else was further ahead than I was. That felt awful. But if you zoom out and you realize that you're actually doing pretty bloody well, especially when you realize where you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and you realize that that person would probably be pretty proud of this person if they were to bump into each other on the street. So zoom out both backwards and also forwards. In other words, think about how far you've come and also recognize that this is life. We get one shot of this and it's a long life. Yeah, it's short in some ways, but it's also really bloody long. And therefore, you don't need to be a multi-millionaire right now, but instead you need to build for that. If that's what you want to do, you need to build for it over the course of your life. Be patient. Number 4, this is my favorite one, and I mentioned it at the beginning, and I thought you're probably gonna cringe at this, but I don't care. Give yourself a hug. I don't know why I grabbed the pillow's not necessary. Give yourself a hug, show yourself some self-love. Now, what does that mean? Now listen to me, if you're new here and this is already starting to sound a bit woo-woo, trust me, this is more for you than it is for anybody else. You need to hear this. The likelihood is that today and today alone, you have beaten yourself up about something. You probably said, I wish I woke up earlier. Why didn't I do any exercise this morning? Why aren't I more successful than I should be? Or 1,000 different other things. We are so good at negative self-talk, where we essentially say mean things to ourselves about ourselves, but it's us doing it. We're in our head, we're the ones saying that, and we're the ones hearing it. It's horrible. And so the flip side of that is giving yourself some self-love, saying, you know what, I'm proud of you. Or, you know what, it's okay that you woke up late because you've got the whole day ahead of you. Being an entrepreneur is excruciating. Elon Musk has a famous quote that says, starting a business is like chewing glass and staring into the abyss. And he's right. Doesn't matter what kind of business you're starting, whether you're trying to put people on the moon or you're just trying to paint people's houses. I say just, not to trivialize, that could be a brilliant business too. The point is, if you're starting a business in 2024, it's going to be really difficult.
You're going to face 1,000 rejections. You're going to question your business, you're going to question your mind, you're going to question your intelligence, you're going to question your drive, you're going to question your motivation, you're going to question yourself. You're going to question everything.
And therefore, you're going to be pushed to the max, and therefore you need to stop for a second, give yourself a hug, and just think, you know what, you're doing great. You're really, really doing great. Because nobody else has the power to do that for you. It's you in your head giving yourself the negative self-talk, so only you can be also in your head giving yourself that hug. Trust me, I've been there. And finally, start small to win big. People, no offense, especially young people like myself, often think of grand ideas. And we think that in order to start a business, we need to do everything all at once, but that's not true. People confuse the process of starting a business and they think you need to do it all at once. All you really need to do if you're starting a business is have 3 things. 1, somebody to buy a thing. 2, something to sell them. And 3, bit of self-belief. That's it. Don't overcomplicate things. Start small, start now. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video, and it's been a wonderful time getting to know you. That is the end of part 5, and now is the time for the secret bonus round. Do not mention this in any of the comments, do not mention it to anybody, and if you share this video, do not mention that at the end there is a secret bonus round, because this is the fun part. Step 6, the way you can really excel as an entrepreneur in 2024, is to make sure you build a network and build a community of people who are doing what you do. This isn't just so that you have people to call on, this is so that you have people around there who are inspiring you to do the things you want to do. They think big like you, they are ambitious like you, and just by watching them do their thing, they can motivate you. And the biggest thing of all is that you don't even need to be with them in real life. It can be a virtual thing. For example, I'm Joe. Hi, nice to meet you. I literally got fired from the business that I set up. The plot twist is a bit of clickbait. I fired myself. I removed myself as CEO so that I could hire somebody better than me. But playing now is literally a video of me talking about that entire time, and it's a vlog. And what that means is you get to see what it's actually like to have set up one business and now to be building 3 more at once. That vlog is a really great vlog. It's edited by really great people, and it's right there. So whilst you're here, jump onto it, go click it out. But the thing that I don't want you to tell anybody else is comment ducks are off. DUCK space OF, no, space ARE space OFF with an emoji in the comments of that video. Do not tell anybody why you've done it. Let that be a thing for us so that I know exactly who stayed to the end of this video, because people don't stay to the end of videos anymore. Anyway guys, it's been a pleasure. I've got work to do, so I'm gonna head off, but I hope you've learned something from this, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.